Welcome to Factorio Space Exploration. My name is Nidas. This is the stream recap of day 41 of our streaming series. I'm getting really happy with these recaps because it also gives me some time to reflect on what happened, how is it working, what's going on, and it gives you a better chance to, if you miss the stream, to catch up again because a lot of things are going on in this space. And I think we opened up a new chapter of awesomeness today. Yesterday, technically. So we started here on the planet where on Novice, good old home planet. It's mining pretty well. There were some issues. The first thing was the fact that we did not have enough trains. You can see this is our new train yard. It should actually be full of trains. Am kind of puzzled where they are. Now I'm going to look for them, and that's always a bad idea because then I could find that they're all congested somewhere. So I was in such a hurry to send them out there that they decided to go there. That's okay. Yeah, that's a problem. That's really not where you're supposed to go. You're not supposed to go here. Anyway, I can fix that some other time because now that's really not where they are. Let's see. Did they? Yeah, those should actually have different names. These should actually be just maybe 3 and 3. Do they still belong there? Now send it off to somewhere that's called 3. The reason is that I'm quite deliberate in my assignment of trains to depots because they do have a tendency to overstack in here. That's because of the way that they stack it. What was it called? These ones, change signals work. So they can go into a location even though they don't know exactly if the stuff behind it is available. Let's see. Let's get these out there. Not particularly important, but it was about train maintenance. There. So this one should be for liquids and liquids only. And that one up here. So we were actually having quite a few trains out there in the field working, and that's a good sign. What we also did was we improved the red circuit because red circuit is the bane of our existence, to say it like that. And yeah, I think it gotten a bit better. I'm only using Mark III. Sometimes, oh no, that one's missing. But yeah, Mark III productivity, so we are only having 32 productivity, but instead of 40. And I can't really do anything else about it because I just don't have enough productivity modules. If we zoom all the way out on the map, we can see that that's a big issue. So we did that one, and when we did that, I just stamped down another one exactly like it. It is not working as fast. Is it the same? No, it's not the same. It's a new location that got. It is not as fast because we're missing all the speed modules, but it's getting there. It's getting there, right? And it's doing something. So once you get some speed modules in, it'll be happy and working fine, which should give us way more red circuits, which is what we really need. Red circuits there. Oh, 2 red circuits. Nice. They're always slow. So that was what we did here. We did a few things in orbit, and we're going to use our little teeny tiny spaceship to get there. The interesting thing about this spaceship is that something I found out is the amount of energy it needs is depending on 2 things. Well, that's actually the highest one of these 2. And that is the structural stress for the hull is the size of the ship, I think. And the structural stress of containers is how much. So if I put some containers in 4 and do another check, this one was 100. It's now 196. And this hasn't changed how much we need to go to orbit. But if I put 4 more in, 192. Now this one has increased because this is now the larger number, and that will be the one that decides how much it takes to get to orbit. And this keeps increasing. So basically, don't fill this up with containers unless you really need them. And that actually is a way for us to save on fuel. There, we are going to launch. We are going to Now is orbit, because we're going to take a look at what's going on there. And engage. We might as well do this one. Look at that, how fast it actually gets there. So the orbit is pretty close. And we got it. Launch to orbit. And I'm going to take that up here to our anchor. Boom. What happens here is that it also continues to fill up. Let's make sure this gets filled up as much as possible. So we are now on the orbital base. What have we done here? We did a few things. The big issue last time was the fact that we had this one. This one is the reprocessing of, I don't know, I think we had like 80,000 barrels in orbit. That's kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. And I wanted to get some of these out. So I have this little trick here that I can do. If I do this, and if I do this, then I get my robots to come pick this up. My construction robots, not my logistics robots. And they'll come in, and they're going all the way over there. So this one has now successfully taken the steel plate. Okay, yeah, this is going to be like a massive task for them because there's kind of a lot in these. It's just something I do once in a while. Construction bots are not affected by robot attrition, so that's kind of a bit of an abusive way to do this. I had way more, but now I'm going to move them on robots over to a location so that I can get it back. And that's what we've done here. We have built another location here, another rocket facility. This rocket facility is building stuff. Interesting. This one is okay. Come on, autosave. I'm just gonna show, and let's also do 500 of these. Boom. So the point of this is I want to fill up with productivity modules in from orbit and bring them back to Navis at this point. That's kind of what I need, and I can then do these ones I can just ditch because they'll be used for processing. So we're building here. Oops, that's the wrong signal, isn't it? No, it's the right one. So we are trying to build this, but we are running out of red circuits, I think. What is this one? Yeah, that one. Yeah, we're running out of... What are we actually... Oh, this one. This one's running out of red circuits, and therefore the rest of the chain doesn't work. That's just how it is. So this one is set to manual launch, and it will fill up with steel, but I need to do it this cumbersome way because I don't want my logistics bot to transport steel up there. Also, I don't want them to transport it from this location and up here, because that's going to be almost an infinite loop by basically taking this, bring it here, and then launching back to space. So this will be a manual process where I can just chop off some of it. Here it has a location, return cargo. We can just look at it on Navis. That is this one, return cargo, which gives me steel out here and into this location. And that is now set to highest priority provider. So I will first and foremost use the recycled steel from the orbital base. And this one will also get all of these subcomponents that are being used. Interestingly enough, we have actually slowed down our base. We've stopped the research, and because I wanted to just let my Navis base just catch up a bit. And also we were so lacking on red circuits that it really wasn't any point of having everything fighting for the same red circuits. So that's time to get that up and running again. Another thing that we did was broken cards. We had 14,000 broken data cards. They are generated by some of the processes that actually breaks the cards. If I can find most of them are just making them junk cards with junk data cards, meaning that it's just the data needs to be wiped. But some of them actually, like this one, gravimetric data card, it breaks 4% of the cards. Those can be just recycled into junk, to scrap, and that scrap is just reprocessed into, iron and copper, which we have here as well. These are not full, are they? No, they're not. Good. So that's what we did. We have managed to get rid of all of our sort of all the things we had here that were sort of residual items that were just not really doing anything, like the barrels, the scrap, the polluted scrap, the contaminated liquids, the junk cards, the broken cards. All those things are now reprocessed so that we have a more actual representation of the items we have in orbit is actually the stuff that we need, and we don't have sort of any hidden things. We've also built another rocket that comes up here with rocket fuel, because if we want to launch from here to other locations, this is a great idea to do it. Now I'm going to take the maybe most exciting part of the episode, is the fact that we visited a new location. Let's just check. So this one doesn't really take a lot of power to get there, since we're flying around in Jeep, but it's going to take a bit of time. So we engage. It's going to take a bit of time to get there. It says like 1 minute, but our little pathetic flight here is not really having enough power. So what happens, each of these takes 100 kilowatts of power, and every time the lasers shoot, so I have 6 of those taking 1.2, that should be 7.2. And this one doesn't take anything, this one. So what I'm honestly not really getting is if this is only using 1.2 megawatts, then why is it ever flowing? Oh, energy consumption 3.2. Yeah, so these are 3.2 when they are shooting, and they really like to shoot. What's that? That's just the same stupid one. But you can see that our rockets are not really always working, because the lasers are way too busy shooting things, micro meteorites. I could probably also let them ram into us, and I don't know what happens, but this one seems to work. I just need more power, or more electricity power. Long and short of it, I need a bigger spaceship, that's for sure. Although that's also going to take more fuel, but I kind of like this right now. And how are we doing in terms of... Okay, so 15 seconds. And there we go. Come on, come on, come on. It still seems to be like always 15 seconds out. So it sometimes just completely stops. Oh, now we can get a good speed. 8 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and stop. Now we anchor on Alfred. Interesting how... What? Oh, right, that was actually correct. Funny how it jumps like this. Okay, we're gonna just anchor it here. Bing! We are now on our new planet. Lovely, isn't it? Here it is. Let's look at the entire planet. Oh, it's not a planet. It's a moon. It's a moon around Novus. And look, it's round. I love it. And this moon here has about 500 million iron. So we're going to make a big iron facility. And the first thing that comes to mind when we look at it is robots are completely out. Look at the robot interference here. It's twice as much as an orbit. So robots and logistics robots will simply just drop out of the sky. The other thing is the day-night cycle is 57 minutes compared to Novus's 7 minutes, which means that if I want to use solar, then I'm going to use a lot of solar, or a lot of accumulators to keep it going. So we started with the solar, and basically when the base is up and running, I don't mind that it's only working at night or at day. So I'm going to build a big solar base. I'm going to just make like my standard pattern here, just to keep building it out this way. And then I started building other things. And the reason why everything is just dead here, like this, is because that's actually really weird. Oh no, that's bad. And this is one of those cases where maybe. And so I had to do this. This one should be fine, just to pick it up again, right? There. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, I can't even pick this up because of lack of power. So I don't get any water because these require power. Oh my god, that's bad. That is so bad. So I can't get any power because I can't get any... And this desperately is now... Why are you charging? Are you not connected to any network? No, you're not. So I can just take... What if I do this? Then I have one collected network. That should give everyone that launches a bit from here. That should give you enough to get some water in. You're pumping water, right? Why the hell are you not pumping water? I don't like this. There. Ah. That was silly, because I don't want this to be governed by that. I want this to operate. Alright, so we've got the base. The base is working. And what I have is just like building small things, getting some iron, some copper, some steel, get the ball rolling on some of the things that we need in this base, and in order to build it. And I decided to get a lot of this just cast iron. So let's get a lot of steam up and running. We have a bit of coal here and there. We have 30,000 stored, so that's good. It's good. But power-wise, yeah, it's not really working. And the reason why it's not working is actually because I have some of these. These are my defenses. And I really want the defenses up and running, but they take just way too much power to keep active. And I'd like to have 4, because then I can probably shoot down 3. And if we look at the day-night cycle here, okay, that's not really helping us at all. This one. So we are now getting into a point where the solar panel, it produces 33 megawatts, and I need it. It's got to start picking up again. If you look at on the 1 second here, it's slowly moving. Look, it's getting up there, getting up. Which one is it? What? What's the steam? Accumulators. That's the solar panel. Really? Why is the solar panel not? Okay, it is increasing the solar panel. Just slowly, because the day-night cycle is so long. So what my intention is that in this area here, basically all the way across, more or less, I'll take something like this, build all the miners I can, funnel them into a big box, like a warehouse, and then take it from the warehouse into smelting arrays of 72 each, because 72 will take one full blue belt in, one full blue belt out, and simply getting that, I don't know, somewhere like here, just getting it into some rockets, or maybe getting it into some making more steel, though at this point I don't feel like steel is what I need. But if we could just make more iron, then this planet will just be fine. Just get iron for us, and I don't think I want to start making other stuff from this planet. Oil seems to be too scarce. You can also get a bit of uranium, but I don't really feel I need uranium. There is a bit of copper as well. I mean, there's some. It's actually quite nice, but if we set it up and it works for iron, then maybe we'll do it also for copper. So I think that's basically it. This is what we are going to be spending a lot of our time on next time, is setting up the space, doing fuel runs. Fuel runs on a small spaceship doesn't really take that much power, and maybe we'll even build a bigger spaceship. We can build it bigger, but then it also takes more fuel, and that's kind of the balance. And I have to remember that every time I fly here, I have to make sure that I can go back again. There are some tricks to it. I think basically one of them is it only takes 55 gigajoules to launch from here without having without any storage chanks. So if I don't store anything, if I move anything, then I only need 55. So actually right now I have 11 times back and forth, or 11 times off this planet. Plenty. So I'm happy. I think I'm kind of getting how the spaceship works. I think it's amazing and awesome how that works. But we also have some continuation of space science in our orbital base. And this is going to be awesome. So that's going to be it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you will be checking back next stream. It's kind of a weird way that we'd have to start a new base, but we have all the technology, but we don't have any infrastructure. Interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, remember that, stay effective.